Hi, and welcome to this quick how to help video and finding the area of these four shapes. So we've got a square, a rectangle, a rhombus, and a parallelogram. The reason that these are all in the same video is because they actually all have the exact same formula. To find the area of these shapes, you would be doing base times height. For every single shape there is base times height. Now let's first of all talk about the height. The height makes a right angle with the base. Now that's a really important fact. So if that's my base, my height makes a right angle. So imagine if you were being asked to stand up straight. You're going to get measured for your height. You literally stand up as tall as you can, as straight as you can. And that vertical height that you create makes a right angle with the ground. Okay. And the same thing is happening in our shapes. So that's the first thing. And I always say H for height, and you're looking for that right angle. So if I pop the right angle on the square, then you can see our H for height really, really clearly. H for height in the formula. I also like the idea that the right angle points to the base or the height. It points to the two edges that I want to use. So if I put an arrowhead on the right angle there and there, then it's pointing to this edge and this edge. So these are the two edges that I would multiply in order to answer the question. So if I had 2 centimeters on this edge, it's a square, so I know it's 2 centimeters on this edge, and the area, which is base times height, is now going to give me 2 times 2, which is 4 centimeters squared. If I do the same over here with the rectangle, I'll mark on the right angle. It's pointing to the 2 edges that I need to use. So I'm going to highlight those 2 edges. That edge and that edge are the 2 that I'm going to use in my calculation. Now, it might be that they've labeled 4 centimeters over here and 8 centimeters up here. Well, that doesn't matter because the opposite edges of rectangles are equal. So that must be 4 and that must be 8. So I can just go straight in with my formula. Area equals base times height. And I've got 8 times 4. If I was to get that the wrong way round, it really wouldn't matter. 8 times 4 and 4 times 8 is the same thing. And I've got 32 centimeters squared. Okay, now these shapes are where they start to get a little bit trickier. So let's just pull those down so we've got a bit of space. There we go. Where is the right angle in these shapes? Because I need the right angle for the H, for the height. I don't see one. And the base is easy to spot. That's the base on both those shapes. But the height isn't there at the moment. What I've got here with these edges are diagonals, okay? So a rhombus is a square that's just kind of gone, whoop, it's like someone's leant against it and gone off at an angle. And the parallelogram is a rectangle that's kind of gone, whoop, okay? That's why they share the same formula, because they kind of have developed from the same shape. They've just kind of been pushed over a little bit. The height has to be vertical. So the height sometimes, oops, on some, oh dear, what's it doing? Let's get rid of that. There we go. The height on some diagrams are written on the outside, and the height in other diagrams can be written on the inside. Either way, they are the height. They would, let's take that one that I've just drawn on the outside. That would just move in and it would fit between the top and the bottom. That's the straight up height. and it makes that right angle that we would be looking for. So those are two things to watch out for this with this type of question. Here is my right angle, and you can see my letter H appearing, H for height. So the numbers that I would need to be using are the green highlighted edges. So the base, which is already highlighted in green, and that one. Okay, so let's move that one back into the shape so that you can see that nice and clearly. There it is. And we'll put on our H for height. So it wouldn't matter if they put numbers all over the place. All right. Let's just do the parallelogram first. If I had 8 here, 5 here, 4 here, make more centimeters. There we go. All right, if I'm confident that I can recognize my H for height, I can point my right angle at the two edges, the two numbers I want to use, then hopefully it shouldn't go wrong. So my area is base times height. Notice how I'm writing that out every single time. That's going to help me stay structured. It's going to remind me what I'm looking for, and just it'll help me remember that formula if I write it out every time I do a question as well. So my base is 8 and my height is 4. I've got 32 centimeters squared again. I must like those numbers, mustn't I? Okay, over on the rhombus, I am going to put, let's keep it simple. Let's put 3 centimeters here. And let's say it's 2.8 centimeters. Okay, don't be put off if you've got a decimal. I'm going to do the working out over to the other side. So over here where there's a bit of space. So this is the area of my rhombus, which is going to be 3 times 2.8, which I'm just going to pop into my calculator very quickly. That is going to give me 8.4 centimeters squared. And that is a very quick, very snappy how to on those 4 particular shapes. All right, so hopefully you are finding the tutorials useful. If you are, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and see when new videos are added. Thank you for watching.